So you want to be a hot dude? Welcome to the Tokyo Crypto Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Cultivate Crypto. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good tonight. Not bad.
It's got a little warm today in Tokyo, didn't it?
Yeah, nice and, what do you call it? Mushiatsu, very humid.
Yeah. I actually wore some shorts right now. And yeah, guys, we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. Today's episode is going to be a very simple episode. Today, we're going to talk about how to send Bitcoin. All right?
That sounds pretty simple.
Yeah, we're going to talk. It sounds simple, and there are some. It could be overwhelming for the newer guys. What do you think?
Yeah, if you've never done it before.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of complicated, especially when you get into the stuff in between.
Yeah. And that's today's episode is just going to be how to send Bitcoin. So as we progress with the Tokyo Crypto Show, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are two different things, and we're going to cover Bitcoin today and how to send and receive Bitcoin. So we got some of the repeat offenders in the house. Winston Wolf, we got Valak up in Canada, we got Big Chungus, Ernest Little, and Mo C. What up, Mo? How are you doing?
Money.
So yeah, and also just so you know, we are live on Blog Talk Radio. So if you want to call in and you have any questions right now for us, for you guys joining in on Instagram, you want to come over to Modern Life Dating, search Modern Life Dating on YouTube, and you will be able to get us on YouTube and watch the Tokyo Crypto Show. So if you guys have any questions about cryptocurrency or you want to make a call on in. The number is 657-383-1318. It is going to be a great show. That's all I can say. It's going to be a damn good show. And really, we're just going to hold your hand through this whole process, because it can be very overwhelming. And that's the number right there. Oaktown's Finest, what up, MLD? That serial killer line worked like a charm. Used it last night. Now the chick wants to hook up and make me dinner. I deliver. What can I say?
Yeah.
Just like I deliver, Charlie here delivers on cryptocurrency advice. Charlie is the real deal. I would not put my fucking neck on the line for anybody that I did not trust. This man is so smart with cryptocurrency. I don't know if you've gone over to his website, but his website is cultivatecrypto.com. Charlie has made over 100,000 US dollars in the cryptocurrency world. As you can see, we're going to bring it to you live today. And if you've got any questions, 657-383-1318. Also, cultivatecrypto.com. Real small announcement also. The body language course, looks like I had a mishap with my website. My website went down yesterday for about 10 hours. When I was sleeping, I woke up to a bunch of emails. But if you go to modernlifedating.com/body language, you can sign up for notifications. The course is coming out in 8 days. Only 8 days. Save your fucking shekels up. Because once it's live, you're only available for 5 days. That being said...
Will you be able to pay in Bitcoin?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably not. Not for the course. But, not for the course. Just to make everything simple. You guys can get consultations from me in Bitcoin at 50% rate off, as you know. I believe in the future of crypto. And, cryptocurrencies, it's like if you bet against cryptocurrency, it's like betting against the internet. What do you think about that?
That's 100% what it is. I think recently you had the CEO of Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forgot what his name was.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, he's basically saying it's going to be the native currency, or already is the native currency of the internet.
Oh, really? He did say that.
Yeah, he said that on the Joe Rogan show, actually. Yeah, so he's already just pushing his chips in. He's big on the Lightning Network, which is helping Bitcoin to go faster. And I think Elon Musk said, before, Elon Musk used to say, I don't want anything to do with crypto. But recently he said, oh, it's not so bad. So people are starting to turn around, especially at that, top level.
There you go. Let's say the website link from Twitter was fine, John. Thanks, Ernie. That's good to know. That's good to know. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today. So let me take a look at the phone. Okay, we got somebody on the phone. 571. I believe this is Mo. Let's see who it is. Hey there, brother. You're on the line.
Hey, Jonathan.
Is this Mo?
This is Mo. How are you?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Yes. Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what's going on?
Hey, I got a question for Cultival Crypto. First of all, what's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hey.
So I know you're gonna cover, how to, transfer Bitcoin and stuff.
Yep.
But I kind of wanted to get your opinion or your thoughts on the upcoming Bitcoin ETF. What do you think about it?
I think it's good.
Just let's clarify for the audience. The upcoming
ETF.
the upcoming Bitcoin ETF. So explain to a hot dude like me who has no technical analysis skills in Bitcoin. Very small. What is the Bitcoin ETF?
So it's an exchange traded future.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the opposite of a short. It's something that you will think Bitcoin will be useful in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you don't want to trade Bitcoin for Bitcoin, if you want to trade cash directly into Bitcoin, you would use an ETF. So it's like the bank trading Bitcoin for you or holding your Bitcoin for you. They already do it with any other type of asset like gold and all of those things. So if you don't want to handle the gold yourself, let somebody else do it. And then they just give you the certification which says you own this Bitcoin, but the bank actually owns it. So it allowed more people to get at the investor level, like the big institutional level. It allowed those people to come into Bitcoin with, they have huge money bags, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to get in too much. They don't want to get their hands dirty, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just going to jump in with the easiest route to get in.
So the ETF is like basically the government giving the Bitcoin like this is safe, or this is like has the government approval.
Yeah, it's the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, which is everybody. They do all the regulation for the government, especially when it comes to Wall Street. So they say their stamp of approval, yes, we're okay with you guys trading Bitcoin.
So then all the normies would be like, oh, it's safe to do this. All the guys around because a lot of people think Bitcoin is like, this is drugs and hooker money.
Yeah.
It's only in Shinjuku.
All the rich normies.
all the rich normies.
So that's the key difference. I think the stock market is kind of opposite, in one way from Bitcoin, in that Bitcoin is very popular among retail traders, which is the normal you and me.
Yeah.
We're the first people to get in. But
yeah, like the grassroots.
Right. And usually it's the opposite. When a stock comes out, when they do an IPO, it's the rich people who get in first. And the retail trader or the normal person is, left in the dust. They don't really get in at the base level. But with cryptocurrency, the institutions didn't want to get in first. The normal people wanted it first. And so it's opposite in that way. So now the rich people, they want to get in, but they want to get in safe.
Yeah, because, people who are rich are very risk aversive with their money. They take little to no risk. So, yeah, guys, looks good. We are going to get this show rolling. So let's just jump right into it. So we're going to talk right here. Starting with our first slide here, okay? There it is. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, all right? And Bitcoin, now, what is a cryptocurrency and what is Bitcoin? Are they the exact same thing? Is all crypto Bitcoin?
No. So Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency which was successful. They had tried a lot of cryptocurrencies before that, but nothing really worked. So Bitcoin is the first blockchain and the first cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is the father of all cryptocurrency, basically. But cryptocurrency, as the term is used today, is just everything else.
Right.
So if you look at all the coins, there's thousands of them now.
Yes.
You got Bitcoin and everything else. So Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency is the other 999,000 or however many there are.
Right. There's I think it's 2,000 cryptocurrencies right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, looking at what's going on here, so Bitcoin, like all cryptocurrencies, have a code, like currencies in the real world. Like the United States dollar's code is USD, Japanese yen is JPY, Canadian dollar CAD.
Yep.
What is Bitcoin's code?
So BTC.
BTC is Bitcoin's code. So if you see BTC or you Google BTC, usually it's going to be relating to Bitcoin.
Right.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so that will be, if you're looking at an exchange, or if you're looking at any information online, if it doesn't say BTC, it could be a different coin.
Okay, and Wasted John here has a question. He says, what are your thoughts on the prediction that Bitcoin is going to 70,000?
Easily.
By when?
So that's the question everybody wants to know.
Right, that's what I want to know too.
So I'm a fan of Tim Draper.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the first people to get into cryptocurrency at a, rich person level.
Right.
I think also the Winklevoss twins. Anybody who signed up for my emails, yesterday's email,
Yeah.
I mentioned both Tim Draper and the Winklevoss twins.
Right.
The Winklevoss twins, they put in $11 million
When was that?
in 2013 at $120 per Bitcoin.
Jesus. So they're
rolling in it.
They're rolling in some profits.
And then Tim Draper also bought like 30,000 Bitcoin. So he has about a third as much as the Winklevoss twins. But anyways, he also did that in 2013. But the reason why I mention Tim Draper is because he's one of the guys who invested in a lot of Silicon Valley companies as a venture capitalist. Mm-hmm. A venture capitalist is somebody who is the first person who fronts the money for these companies which are growing, right?
Right.
Like Instagram, which we're using now, or YouTube, and all of these companies. But so he has his finger on the pulse of Bitcoin, and he feels it's going to around $250,000.
By when?
2022.
2022. So that's only 3 years from now.
Yeah, it's not long at all. So I think
I could use $220,000 in 3 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well, if you only put $4,000 in now, or if it and it fluctuates somewhat, even if it goes half that price, you have $125,000. So low risk to reward.
Interesting, very interesting. For you guys watching on Instagram, I'm having trouble getting the camera situated. So, Ernest Little says, is J.P. Morgan getting involved in crypto? That's actually our kind of crypto news of this week.
Yeah, it is.
J.P. Morgan is getting involved in cryptocurrency, kind of in a funny way.
Yep.
Was it Diamond who's the head?
Yeah,
Jamie Dimon.
Biggest douchebag everybody fucking hates.
He said that cryptocurrency was like money laundering, and then he actually was caught money laundering himself.
Yeah, his whole company.
Yeah, which is, everybody knows the corruptness of the banking institutes is well aware these days. Yeah. We all know that this all sham.
At the same time that he said crypto's a scam, he was having his company basically make a 100-page document about what cryptocurrencies are and how they should be invested in.
Yeah, so
obviously their actions and words are quite different.
That's the banking words. That's the bank's phrase. I just don't trust them at all.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about. So we're talking about Bitcoin. Okay. So let me tell you something. We're talking about Bitcoins, right?
Only Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. So, if I want to send Bitcoin, do I just have to send one coin at a time?
No. So you can divide it up to 100 millionth of a coin.
100 millionth of a coin. How many decimals is that? That's a lot.
100 million, I guess.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
But yeah, it's basically it's divided. If Bitcoin ever got to $1 million, then the lowest amount would be worth 1 penny.
Okay.
So if one Bitcoin was worth $1 million, you can divide it down to 1 penny.
Which would be like 0.0000. So it's just something fucking crazy.
Yeah. So,
but basically Bitcoin is measured in 2 units, right?
Right. In full coins,
which are called
Bitcoins. And then fractions of a coin, which are called Satoshi.
And the fractions are measured in decimal points.
Yes.
Like 0.05, 0.5. That's
Currently.
how you do it, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, and then why are they called Satoshis? Satoshi.
So Satoshi Nakamoto was the person supposedly he did start Bitcoin, but we don't know who he is.
Yeah, anonymous guy.
Yeah, it's a tip of the hat to him.
And some people think he's dead, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of theories out there.
Right.
It's like chasing Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's great. JWP Michael, send me an email, questions@modernlifedating.com, because you booked a consultation with Bitcoin, and I need to have your information so we can do it. Questions@modernlifedating.com. And we got another one said, Mosi said, is John McAfee going to eat his dick live on if BTC doesn't hit a mil by 2020 as he predicted?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But recently in a tweet, he said he might have somebody else eat it for him. Basically, he might get fellatio.
He's not gonna do that. He's
yeah. I think he's planning to make so much money between now and then that he might be dead from doing too many drugs or something. I don't know. He's kind of a crazy dude.
He's a very crazy dude. I like him because he's very, like kind of libertarian, classic libertarian. Doesn't trust the government. Just,
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Well, the government, he isn't paying taxes. The government's chasing him for that. So he's kind of a wild one.
Yeah, just funding their endless wars. So if you guys like what you're seeing right now, and if you want to know more about it, go to cultivatecrypto.com. And if you want to book a consultation or learn more about this, just go to streamlabs.com/Modern Life Dating Channel. You can book a consultation, donate, whatever you feel, if you think this is of value. And we're just going to continue on here. So, Charlie, I want to send you some Bitcoin, or if somebody wants to send me some Bitcoin. How do we start? I don't understand. Like, how do we, like...
So if I have my Bitcoin on my phone, and you have your, a wallet on your phone, somewhere you can receive Bitcoin, then all I have to do is have your public address, or basically a receiving address.
An address.
Yes, just an address.
Okay, so in Bitcoin, speaking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, what is an address?
So it's just a string of letters and numbers.
It's an alphanumeric code.
Exactly.
Letters and numbers,
Yep.
okay?
Where you can give that to somebody safely, and they can use that to send you Bitcoin. And then, you'll get it very securely because it's cryptographically encoded.
Right, so no one can, like, hack it or anything.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So, let's take an example here. So if you look at we're going to pull up the page here on Modern Life Dating. So actually, if you go to modernlifedating.com, you'll see two things there. And if you book a consultation, you receive 50% off all services, email consultation or coaching consultation when you pay with Bitcoin. And right there, you can see my Bitcoin address. So if you were going to send me Bitcoin from your wallet, you have to enter this address. Now, obviously, the number is like 1, uppercase H, 4, uppercase L, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So what happens if I send the Bitcoin to this address, but I make a mistake? I put a lowercase h or whatever. Is it case sensitive?
Yes.
Okay, so it is case sensitive, and if I send it to you with a mistake, what happens to the Bitcoin?
It's gone.
It's gone.
100%.
It's like gone into a black hole. Never can you get it back?
There are ways, but it's basically impossible.
So no, you can't get it back.
Yeah, 99.9%.
The average man cannot get it back.
Exactly.
Okay. So in order to send Bitcoin, you have to enter that address there manually, or you can scan the QR code. And if you look at the top of the screen, that thing right there is called a QR code. And if you scan it with your wallet is where you store and send and receive Bitcoin from. So some wallets have cameras integrated to your laptop camera or your mobile camera, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then you can just hold that image up or hold someone else's image up and send or receive Bitcoin.
Exactly. And when you sent that Bitcoin earlier today,
Yeah.
all you had to do was, put your phone up to the screen and automatically the address went in. You didn't really have to type anything out.
Right.
And it was sent.
And so I paid for those hookers, and they're going to be here in like 3 hours, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, so we got some questions in the chat. It says, JWP Michael says, I'm watching Removing Toxic People from Your Life. Very good episode. Thank you, Mr. Michael. Jack Albright says, do people often keep their wallets on their phone? If you lose the device, is it recoverable?
Yes, it is 100% recoverable. And yes, people do often keep a wallet on their phone.
Right. And then what we're going to do next week is actually talk about wallets. Next week on next week's episode of Tokyo Crypto Show.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss out. You want to subscribe and check in with cultivatecrypto.com as well. And then Greg B says, so is Bitcoin going to stay remotely stable in the next years, or will it split or be irrelevant to other coins?
So the best way and the simplest way I like to describe Bitcoin is it is the racetrack, which all the other coins are built upon.
Right.
And you can talk about that, down to a deep level, but basically what that means is everything is based on Bitcoin. Like we said at the beginning, there's Bitcoin and then everything else. So there's a lot of people who say like, oh, is it possible? We haven't seen it yet.
Right. And then
it's unlikely.
And then I believe that Bitcoin is the leading horse in the race. And then also it's just going to take a lot of money to outrank Bitcoin. And then also
it's also the most secure.
Yeah, and also just to cover our asses, this is not financial advice. This is pure entertainment value. Don't fucking sue us. We don't know what we're talking about. I'm wearing sunglasses indoors, for Christ's sake. Like, don't take us seriously at all. Don't sue us, basically. This is not financial advice.
Yeah, nobody can really do that.
So okay, that being said, I personally think Bitcoin will go up because internet usage, internet sales, everything's going up.
Yeah.
I mean, I compare it like, in the 1990s, if you ask average Joe Blow or girl, like, hey, do you know how to operate email? They're like, what the fuck is an email? Like, you mean a fax or like a tape? Or like, what do you mean? What's an email? But now, girls are sending like full videos of them naked in emails and
they're doing it like it's second nature, right?
Yeah.
And the kids that are growing up today, they just want to use digital things.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They all will know how to figure out how to use it, and they're all going to use it like it's second nature. So
yeah,
it's only going to grow.
I got a funny story for you. I had this little Japanese kid in my class, and I said, what's more valuable, 1 Bitcoin or 1 kilogram of gold? He's like, Bitcoin, of course.
Nice.
And the kid's 7 years old. And he's in Japan. So, like, Jesus Christ. I think that Bitcoin will be going up. Who knows? We both could be wrong. Like, I mean, fucking whatever. Ethereum could take over. There's so many other cryptocurrencies out there.
Yeah, it's unlikely that the others would actually take over. But, yeah, I think I agree with that 100%.
He said, there's still a page with your address. Switch to your web camera because nobody can see you. Yeah, we're going to continue talking about this. We can't take you seriously until the stash is back. I'm sorry, Conk. We would have to take him seriously if he had the stash. Okay, thanks for the mustache jokes, guys. Okay, so next page here we're going to talk about. All right, so here's an example of a wallet sending Bitcoin. So you see it at the top, it says pay to. What is that? What's the code there?
So is that the address that you sent it to?
I don't know. What is that alphanumeric code? You're a Cultivate Crypto. Tell me.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's basically the address that you sent it to.
Right.
Right. So each address is going to have a different set of these letters and numbers.
Can you reuse an address
Yes.
to say, so like, let's say I send this address to you and I send this address to Donovan Sharp.
Yep.
Could you both send me 5 Bitcoin at the same time and like nothing will happen? There'll be no transactional errors, nothing?
Exactly.
Okay, so that's good to know. So you can reuse these addresses. And as you can see below there, the amount is 0.049 BTC. So that is how much I'm going to send. And this is pretty simple. This is with a wallet called Electrum. And we're going to go talk about what to do next. So the address is case sensitive.
Yep.
What if I'm sending a large amount of money? Let's say I'm sending like 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, 3 Bitcoin. Are there any safety precautions that you like to take just in case?
Yep. So whenever I've sent a large transaction in the past, I have tried to do a test run first. So I send like 20 or 30 bucks to that address to make sure that I didn't make a mistake, that the transaction went through. And then I do the, 500,000, 3,000, however much.
Okay, so you send a small amount to make sure it's safe and verified.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about how to verify that in a second, but we have a really good question in the chat. SmartRN says, couldn't the government shut Bitcoin down as an illegal currency?
They've been trying.
Yeah.
So they haven't been successful so far. It's been 10 years. They started trying around 2010, 2011. Then when it hit $1, they were really trying. Then when it hit, $100, $1,000, $10,000, they've been trying really hard to break Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And they haven't. And part of the reason is because it's a distributed network. So I guess you can kind of, I don't want to put a negative connotation to it, but it's kind of like a terrorist organization in that if you cut off its head, other heads will grow. So basically, it's something that they can't stop.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, it's a bit of a negative, kind of metaphor for it, but basically it's unstoppable.
And the governments can't tax you, or they can't really, they would have to do some due diligence to hunt you down and track you, and like, it would cost them more money than it would. And I really would think it would take a lot of fucking effort to catch somebody. You got to be having a lot of money for them to be after you.
Yeah, it's usually never happens.
Right. That's what I think. And I think they play it up that they have more power than they do. Trophy Dolphin just mentioned something as well. He said, how do you make an account since I don't have a state ID? What do you mean? Are you trying to get Bitcoin, or because you can do it in Japan as well?
So if you're wanting to get Bitcoin without using an ID or without using your actual personal information, you can do what is called over-the-counter OTC trading.
Yeah.
Which there's a website called Local Bitcoin or bitcoins.com. You go there, you find somebody in your area who has Bitcoin that they want to sell.
Yeah.
You meet up, you give them cash, they give you Bitcoin.
I've done that before myself at the Tokyo crypto meetups.
Yeah, you did that. I remember that.
So then also Wasted John said something that I want to bring attention to. He says they can try and regulate it. Well, what do you think? Can the government really regulate Bitcoin?
They're trying. It's the same thing with Wall Street. Wall Street hates it too. It's taken away. I mean, it's a better form of transactions because they can't relend it, 25 times and create an economic crisis.
Yeah.
So, all of these people have been trying for years, and they're going to continue to try harder.
So they can't regulate it.
No.
Oh, that's pretty. I think that's great. If they keep the government's hands off of it, I'm all for that.
Yeah, I think if you look at the Republicans in the United States, one of the things they say is we want small government. We don't want big government. We want to limit government's power. This is exactly what Bitcoin does. Yep.
Hey, Trophy Dolphin brings it up pretty well. Do you think the government will get into Bitcoin? They already are, and they're failing. It's like you can't even stop. What do you call it? You can't even stop piracy. They failed.
Exactly.
They couldn't even stop marijuana.
Yeah, they couldn't stop BitTorrent.
They couldn't stop BitTorrent. They're still going after the Pirate Bay. They can't stop the Pirate Bay.
And actually, you'll start to see, if you can't beat them, kind of join them mentality.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of economic activity since the United States actually holds a large portion of the world's wealth. If they, do start accepting cryptocurrency, which, for example, the NASDAQ is creating an exchange with a company called ICE, which the exchange is called Backed. So these huge players, including that are really close with the government, are starting to get into it. So they're going to be, if you can't beat them, join them.
And Japan has widely accepted Bitcoin.
Like,
you're good to go here. You could literally buy hookers in Shinjuku with Bitcoin. It's fucking great. I bought my laptop in the local, like the Best Buy of Japan, big camera. I bought it with Bitcoin.
Yep.
So no, it's definitely a good thing. Let's go on. So got Max X, welcome. You're a new user here. Conk says decentralized government, decentralized currency, decentralized everything. I agree. Conk says that's about $200. Yeah. So the amount we have here is 0.049 BTC, and that is $192 as of today's date.
Yeah, when we sent it a couple of hours ago.
Right. Exactly. So looking at that. Let's go to the next page here. And this is what confirmation page you'll get. Okay, so there it says amount to be sent 0.049 BTC, and then it says mining fee 0.00021306.
Yep.
What is the mining fee?
So the network of computers,
Yeah.
which basically confirms all of the transactions,
Mm-hmm.
have people called miners who use their computing power to confirm transactions.
So miners basically operate the Bitcoin network that allows people to send and receive money.
Yep.
And this is their fee. So
Yep.
today I sent $192 from one wallet to another, and it cost me 0.0002 Bitcoin. And how much is that?
About 84 cents.
So it cost me 84 cents to send $192. Now, what is MasterCard or PayPal? What do these fuckers charge?
So they charge 3 to 4%.
Wow.
So of $200, that would be anywhere between $6 to $8.
And I paid 80 cents.
You paid 80 cents, so 10 times less.
So they're 10 times more.
Yeah.
Wow. And then
and that's being paid by the person who, receives it, right?
Right.
And so this basically takes, that away from both parties. It's almost free.
So who pays the mining fee? If I'm sending you Bitcoin, do you have to pay money to receive it?
No, the person who sends it.
Okay. So I send it, and then let's talk about the fee. So fee is the cost to send Bitcoin. Now, is the fee always the same?
No, it fluctuates.
It fluctuates with two things, right? What are they?
What do you mean?
Well, the fee changes based on the value of Bitcoin, if I'm correct.
Right. And also the how much people are using the network.
How busy the network is, right? So if there's 100 people sending Bitcoin, the fee would probably be 80 cents. But like if there's 1,000, the fee would probably be...
Yeah. For example, in 2017, when everything got crazy
During the bull market.
Yeah, there were $40 fees, and
Wow.
that would be on very large transactions. But that would be similar to if you're sending money overseas. But that was a very quick spike, which only happened for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So at that time, it was more like digital gold, not like digital cash. And so it was actually a little bit harder to send, but only for that short particular moment. But once the network kind of gets used to the amount of users that is on there, then the fees go back down.
So looks like Hayek's Ghost says, what's my schedule like for the upcoming week? I need to book you for a teaching English consultation. Yeah. So just send, if you want, you could just book it right now by sending $70 to this your address right here in the chat. It's coming in right now. It's streamlabs.com/Modern Life Dating Channel. Send $70 there, and we will get your consultation rolling. Let's go back here. So I've seen different... Trophy Dolphin says... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go back up here. We got a lot of questions. There's a lot of interested people. Wasted John says, conspiracy theory question here. Do you think law enforcement agencies will use coins like Monero to bust illegal activity? Not sure if that has already happened.
So, no, Monero is probably one of the best, probably is the best, along with Zcash, privacy coin.
And those are other cryptocurrencies. They're not Bitcoin.
Exactly. So
Okay.
a different cryptocurrency. So they're actually a lot harder to track. So that'd be much more difficult.
Okay, so let's move on down here. I've seen different coins have different sending and transfer speeds. Do you know anything about that? Yeah, some speeds are different. Today we're just talking about Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, because once you get into that with Ethereum or other coins, each one has their own system. So it does get a little bit complicated there.
So we're going to have tons of episodes this year. So we're just...
We can do an Ethereum episode, and because that's one of the the big ones as well.
Yeah, we'll cover all cryptos, all worthy cryptos.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
No pizza coin.
Or what was the first blood coin?
Rambo first blood coin. New York. There's so many fucking coins out there. All right. And are miners like toll collectors, Ernie says. What do you think?
That's probably one of the best ways to describe them.
Yeah.
They're also, they add value to the network.
Great. So here we go. Max X seems to be pretty knowledgeable about cryptocurrency. He says, Zcash can't be traced with the shielded transaction,
Yep.
TX's transaction. When is the Dogecoin episode? Never.
Along with Monocoin, yeah.
Oh, God. My Monocoin. I got a Monocoin story. What about the people who use crypto on the dark web, TDR, Tor? Can anyone get busted for doing that? Theoretically, you could get busted, but you'd have to be doing a lot of fucking shit to like...
Anytime anybody gets busted, whether it's on the dark web, which is very hard to trace people, or, you know, on the regular web, anytime anybody gets busted, it's usually when they give up some sort of information that leads to, you know, their identity being obvious.
Okay.
So as long as they're smart and they only use only through transactions, they'll never get caught. But if they, along with the transaction, include some of their personal information, they give evidence.
And there's tons, like there's like been millions of transactions of Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to do some serious digging. So looking here, back on the screen here, after you type this in on Electrum, most wallets will ask you to put your password in to confirm you sending it. So you put your password in and you send it. And then so how do you monitor the transaction?
So there's a variety of websites, but the one that we're going to talk about is blockchain.com.
Okay, so blockchain.com/explorer, which you can see right here. All right, this allows you to see every transaction in Bitcoin history.
Exactly.
But there's nobody's ID on here, right?
Nope, just the alphanumeric numbers that you mentioned. So
the addresses.
Yeah, so for most people, it'll look like gibberish.
Right, and then you'd have to do some serious digging because this just really very... I mean, the governments have busted people, but A, if you're watching the show, don't do anything illegal. And then B...
that's a good piece of advice.
This is a good place to start, right? and then B, you really have to be doing some high value illegal activity for them to be coming after you, right?
Yeah, I think the guy who started Silk Road, which was the drug website and other things as well on the dark web, on the Tor network, which Conk was mentioning, well, he's in prison now.
Yeah, his mom's lobbying for him every day to get out, actually.
So is Roger Ver.
Oh, yeah. How old is this fucker? He's young, right?
He's, I don't know exactly, but probably late 20s.
Late 20s. Jesus, in prison for life, right?
Yeah, but that's because, he had so much information. It wasn't related to cryptocurrency that he got caught.
It's the drugs, right?
It's the drugs, everything. He put a lot of his own information up to start that whole website. So what do you think is going to happen, you know?
And the Silk Road was a website that you could go buy drugs using cryptocurrency and have it mailed to you.
Yeah. But
what an entrepreneur!
I'm sure he made plenty. But that's the best part about this is all of these negative, points of views of cryptocurrency is the same as the internet back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Only pornographers, only criminals, only degenerates are going to use this technology for terrible shit.
And terrorists, of course.
Terrorists, you know, all these people. But
typical fear and bullshit by the mainstream media, which is really controlled by the banks.
Yeah, and does porn exist on the internet? Of course it does.
Yeah.
Does criminal activity exist? It exists in every part of humankind.
Yeah.
So, of course, these things are going to happen, but it's not going to be the majority.
Yeah.
It's,
It's typical fear mongering, right?
Exactly.
Because the banks can't control the crypto. They can't inflate the price.
Yep.
They can, but they can't. Well, that's a whole other fucking 2-hour show.
But it hasn't been proven yet. So, yeah.
All right. Hayek's Ghost, I did get it. Brother. We are confirmed. I'll send you an email when the show is over. There's some dumb people on the deep web, says Raphael. That's true. There's some dumb people in the streets. There are dumb people everywhere. So looking at the Block Explorer, what you do is you copy and paste the address that you sent the Bitcoin to track it, right?
Yep.
And it'll look something like this. So this is a transaction we sent earlier today. As you can see, the address is the one that was on the screen before. It's the alphanumeric code, 132, blah, 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 blah. And this is all public information. Anybody can see this as long as they have the address, right?
Right.
But how do you know who that address belongs to?
You don't.
The only people who know it belongs to is because I publicly put it on the internet now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Now this is how information gets leaked, right? So if anybody wanted to trace your $200, you put on YouTube that address. They know, hey, Jonathan said this address is mine.
Yeah.
then yeah, that $200 they know, will be Jonathan's. That's it.
Can somebody hack my Bitcoin right now and take this from me?
No.
Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah, so you have a private key encrypted into your wallet, which they don't have access to.
Right.
And they will never have access to.
What if hackers hacked my phone and saw this address? What could they do with it?
Nothing.
Okay, good. And then so you can see the total received, the final balance, and then there's red right there, and it says unconfirmed transaction. What does that mean? Did I get scammed or what happened?
No. So the best way to describe that is there hasn't been one new block in the blockchain yet. So each transaction is set in what basically like an Excel sheet, right? Mm-hmm. So a big list of transactions. Every 10 minutes, there will be one new block. Mm-hmm. And once that 10 minutes is up, that transaction will be confirmed in that block.
So what is a block?
So a block is a list of transactions.
And that's where the data is stored on the blockchain, which is a chain of blocks that contain data.
Yep.
In regarding to sending and receiving Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Pretty simple when you break it down.
Yeah, it's a blockchain.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Mo says 40% of the world's Bitcoin are held just by 1,000 people. Wow. That's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, the Winklevoss twins got in real good. They put their $11 million in when nobody else was buying.
They used that Facebook money, that lawsuit money. The IRS considers you taking a shit as a taxable event. Yeah, fuck the IRS. I had jury duty the other day, and I made sure to point out taxation is theft just to make sure they don't pick on me. It works. Awesome. 17.5 million BTC has been mined out of 21 million. Yes, that's true. You people know a lot about Bitcoin. I didn't expect that. What do you mean, you people? Thanks, Raphael. Wasted John has a good question here. He says, MLD and Cultivate Crypto. Will there be an episode on exchanges and preferred exchanges to use? I personally use Coinbase and Binance. What do you think? Are you up to doing an episode like that?
Of course. I think it's just as important as like the wallet episode. So
yeah. So maybe the week after next we'll do exchanges. Not to, I'm gonna pull on the camera for this. Not to name drop or anything, but we did meet the CEO of Binance.
Yeah, he talked to me for like 5 minutes straight without talking to anybody else. Nobody wanted to talk to him that time. Nobody knew who he was.
He told me, he's like, I'm the CEO of Binance. I was a little drunk. I was like, no, you're not, you fucking Chinese dude. And he's like, no, really, I am.
Yeah. Well, now 3 months or 2 months later after that, he was on the front of Forbes magazine wearing a hoodie like this, just kind of like that.
Yeah.
And he didn't give a fuck.
That guy was really cool. That guy was really,
super down to earth.
That guy was a really nice guy. I got nothing but good stuff to say about him.
Even still, like whenever he tweets, whenever he does stuff, he does it he's a very honest, very, guy that you can kind of trust. So I think Binance is one of those exchanges which I do trust.
Okay, so actually, Trophy Dolphin has a great question, which we're going to cover here next. He says, how do they verify transactions in the blocks?
So the miners do that.
Okay, so the miners do that. So let's go. Is it here? No. Okay. So we're going to go, okay, this is the final slide here. So as you can see in the blue, here it's red in the lower right-hand corner. And then here it's blue. And it says 3 confirmations. So what does that mean, 3 confirmations? Does that mean the transaction was a success?
Yes. So within the first confirmation, your block and transaction is irreversible. Mm-hmm. And then 3 block confirmations, or just 3 confirmations, means now there are 2 blocks in front of your 1 block.
Mm-hmm. On the past ledger on the blockchain.
Yeah, on the chain.
Right.
So if you imagine a chain of actual blocks, then there's 3 blocks of transactions above your block, which means the computing power it takes to reverse that transaction is more than anybody has. So it's not possible. So the transaction is now irreversible.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, that's good stuff. Let's see. Raphael says people in the chat. Yeah. Well, cryptocurrency is actually pretty new concept. A lot of people give me a 1 in the chat if you have learned something in today's show, just regards to cryptocurrency. If you've learned something from Cultivate Crypto, because he's a crypto genius. He knows crypto better than I do. I have a pretty I think
You have a very good understanding.
I think I have a pretty good understanding myself, but you're just, I mean, you've made tons of money off of it.
Yeah, well, I've been, balls deep in it in terms of, researching it, day in, day out for the last 2 years. So, and even before that as well, but really intensely during that time. So
good stuff.
Yeah,
good
sometimes
stuff.
if I talk too much or if I go too deep, let me know, because sometimes, that happens. I think when we met Vitalik, who is the leader of Ethereum,
right.
we met him, and the first time, that was when we were very new to Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
Everything that came out of his mouth went way over my head.
Yeah.
I didn't understand any of it, which is what made me want to understand it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like a foreign language to me. Like, I really want to know what he's saying, because I think it's extremely important.
Yeah, I think betting against cryptocurrency is basically betting against the internet, and that's a bad bet to make.
Yeah.
That's a bad fucking bet.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. So we got CEO of Binance is the quickest billionaire.
Yep.
Because a billionaire is less than a year. He became a billionaire in less than a year in 2017. Yeah.
So in 2017 July, he started Binance, somewhere around then. He launched it. We met him in November. He became a billionaire in Forbes magazine by February 2018, and now he's untouchable.
Now he's just sitting on that fuck you money.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that is pretty much, I mean, is that okay? So we pretty much covers it. Okay, so actually, we're going to talk about our last point, which is very, very fucking important.
Yeah, that's true.
So first things first, if you send Bitcoin to somebody,
right,
and you can see that the transaction is confirmed, but they're telling you, hey, I didn't get it, send it again, what's going on here?
They're lying.
Okay.
Say, fuck you.
Yeah.
The only time, well, I didn't even, if I want to add another deep thought, if there's a third party involved, it gets too complicated. So if we're doing a direct transaction from our phone,
all transactions, in my opinion,
peer-to-peer.
should be, that's what it's a peer-to-peer network.
Yep.
No need for a third party, which really, it's a lot of exchanges. And
they take more money out. And so if we want the lowest fee, and we want the biggest security, we do it directly to each other.
Right.
And so if I send it to you and there's a transaction, you say, Charlie, I didn't get your transaction. I say, bullshit. I can see it right here on the internet. It's confirmed.
That's what happened to me with a purchase recently, but the staff was Bitcoin illiterate. They didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah, and so there was a third party that was responsible for that, right? Because there was too many people involved.
Yeah, Bitflyer.
Yeah.
Bitflyer we'll talk about exchanges. Bitflyer is a crypto exchange that they still have some of my money hostage, but we'll talk about that. What are both of your thoughts on Amazon making its own currency? Apparently, that might be a thing soon.
Facebook, JP Morgan.
Yeah.
Why are they trying? I mean, these are the same companies, and Microsoft. These companies are all saying, this is nothing. This is nothing for, the first 10 years. And all of a sudden, hey, we're making our own coin. The only thing that's going to do is within that company or within that ecosystem, it'll be useful. You can use this technology privately too, but it's not going to be, it's not going to change anything in the other cryptocurrencies or in Bitcoin. It'll just be in its own small little world.
Kind of reminds me of that quote. They say was like, first they ignore you.
Yep.
Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you, and then you win.
Exactly.
So
now they're fighting.
They're fighting right now, right? That's what I think personally.
Yeah.
I think it's part of this. This is gonna sound super hippie, but just bear with me. I think this is part of like some kind of global revolution.
Yeah.
I really do, because has anybody been successful? I mean, I don't even think China has been successful in shutting down Bitcoin.
No, they tried really hard. And there was a teacher who actually was using electricity in his elementary school, along with the principal of that school, to mine Bitcoin.
Very Chinese of them.
Yeah, but they did it. Nobody could take it from them. So that once they shut down the actual miners, they still had the Bitcoin. So they had like 3 months of free electricity to mine Bitcoin from their school. Nobody could take it from them, even the Chinese government. And on that point, just kind of being an awakening, when was the last time that money changed, right? Was when cash came out, right? And before that, gold. So to make a revolution in terms of finance is something that happens in centuries or millennia, and this happened in a decade.
Yeah, it's like kind of like credit cards too. Like credit cards are a pretty big thing. Back in the day, we used to
and checks.
Yeah, and checks are done now pretty much.
Each new form, and they're not actual currencies, they're not actual money, right? But it's a way to transfer it.
Right.
Whereas this is an actual form of money, which is the big difference between that. But yeah, each of those things, in the last century has been getting faster and faster and faster in terms of adoption.
Yeah, good, man. It's fucking good stuff here. And then let's see, people sick of government and middlemen fudging around with other people's finances. Peer-to-peer is the way to go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's round it up and close on this point. And I think this is very important. Let's say, I get an email from somebody who offers me a great proposal, and they say all you need to do is send the money in Bitcoin. So let's say I send the money in Bitcoin, and then I find out it's a scam. How do I reverse the transaction? How do I refund my money?
Can't.
You can't do it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, once you give it to somebody,
They
gone.
have the leverage.
Well, they have control of it.
Right. They have complete control. Right.
Yeah. So don't give it to any Nigerian princes.
No, those Nigerian emails, they're not going to get me.
So I think, you are your own bank if you hold cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So it's your responsibility to use it wisely. So just don't give it to people.
I heard that I heard this is kind of funny. They're asking people at the border now, like, do you have any Bitcoin? I'd be like, what? You calling me homosexual? What do you mean? I don't use any of that newfangled money. Because, really, they would have to frisk you down, pull your stuff out, like pull out your stuff and then go through your computer and everything. And then they would really need to like hack your passwords and really do a deep dive to like, okay, he has Bitcoin.
Yeah, and even if they proved you have Bitcoin, it's not illegal to have it. So what are they going to do about it?
Not illegal yet, but...
Yeah, if they ever did make it illegal to have it, then we can go into a whole nother episode about how you can hide your Bitcoin. Just to kind of a next level type of thing, which I won't go into here, is you can literally hide Bitcoin within pictures, within text, within emojis. If there was a 1984 situation and the government was trying to control everybody like China or something, it's hideable. It's so hideable that nobody can even take it from you, no matter what. So
that's fucking
there's
crazy.
a lot of ways to protect it.
That is fucking crazy. Let's take a look at here. Let's go through these last bit of questions and we're going to close it up here. HeyX Ghost says, the blockchain is awesome for logistics and could prove to be the solution for integrating electronic medical records if HHS ever gets out of the way. Okay, Human Health Services, I believe. Then Mo says, what do you think about Charlie Lee from LTC? He is a controversial figure in the crypto world after selling off his LTC at its peak and also tweeting and promoting other coins. Well, come on. He knew what was going on.
Yeah, so LTC is Litecoin.
Yeah.
So in terms of the price fluctuation, what he said at that time, he said, hey, I'm selling all of my Litecoin, because he's the person who started that. And he said, if you want to hold Litecoin when it's $20, because the price will go down, then hold your Litecoin or sell it. He actually told the whole market, which nobody else at that time said the price was going down. But he said to everybody, he said, the price will go down to $20. It went down to $20 like 2 months ago.
Jesus Christ.
So I think, he's also one of the guys who's kind of like the Binance guy. He's a very, honest guy in terms of finance. So actually that information was extremely helpful and saved a lot of people. So I think it's actually a good thing that he did. The people who complain about that, I think, are...
Yeah, people can complain about anything.
Yeah, they were like, the reason why people complain on Twitter and stuff like that is because everybody wants to say Bitcoin price is only going to go up. Anybody who says anything like the price will go down for the next 2 weeks, we can't say that. People there is some parts of it where people get a little bit too zealous or too religious about it.
I think that's Twitter in general. Twitter has a way of just bringing out the fucking shit in me. Like I just like. Yeah. That's why I don't have Twitter on my phone. I just stay away. Like it pulls me in. I'm assuming crypto Twitter is almost bad as red pill Twitter. We're all these fucking dudes. Everybody's a millionaire. The anonymous millionaire on fucking red pill Twitter. But yeah, man, I think that's good. We got last question here. Let's see. It is by HeyX Ghost. He says, check out the Austrian school economics and what they say about private currency. This isn't much different.
Exactly. There's a good website. I think it's called mises.org.
How do you spell that?
MISES .org. And yeah, they're an Austrian School of Economics website. A lot of really good information there. Just like 2 examples is one, they're pro Bitcoin. but they're also pro guns. Like they have a lot of evidence on actually why taking guns away from citizens actually does not reduce murder rates. So they're not like your normal, we're right, we're left. It's like, here's just actual facts.
Data, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And so I think that's going to do it, guys. Let's see if anybody's on the phone. We got nobody on the line. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. That's episode number 2. And, we're both kind of just figuring this out as we go. That is the Tokyo Crypto Show featuring Modern Life Dating and Cultivate Crypto. You can check out Charlie, and he has way more in-depth stuff on your website, right?
Yeah, so the website just got started. So the first blog that I put on doesn't look pretty yet, but in terms of the actual information is very good. It's all about what is cryptocurrency and how do you get some.
Yeah.
Then probably the more useful information is what I'm sending out through emails every day now.
Right.
So go there, put your email in for the email list if you want to receive, daily information about what's happening now, also how to actually invest or make money with crypto.
Yeah, and so it is theoretically a risk to be taking with cryptocurrency, but I have a decent, little nice little pocket change amount in crypto.
Yep.
I think you do too.
Oh yeah.
Yours is a lot bigger pocket than mine, but that's where you go off the website.
And I'm trying not to use it yet. I'm trying to basically either trade it or hold it.
How about cultivating it?
Well, that's the trading. So cultivating it is trading it. And if you want to learn how to trade, I can teach you that as well. I think that's something that most people, it takes a long time and they make a lot of mistakes. Yeah,
I think that's what we're going to end up doing with this show. Is we're going to go into topics of news, and as like right now we're theoretically in a bull market, but we're in a bear market.
Last 1 year we've been in a bear market.
We're in a bear market,
yeah.
And basically right now this is like theoretically the worst time to start a crypto show, but we believe that we should start now. That's why we're starting now when it's not popular. So because I believe that it's going to be popular within the next 2 years again.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be through the roof, and then every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be like, I got a Bitcoin course. I'm a fucking Bitcoin millionaire. I've been Bitcoin blah, blah, blah. So
well, remember all your friends, you used to say like Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Everybody's, talking shit about you for that.
Yeah, they thought I was crazy.
Yeah, and then once the price started going up, they said, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening?
Dude, people were hitting me up from fucking out of nowhere like, yo, dude, how do I get this Bitcoin stuff? Like when Bitcoin was like $20,000 almost. So it was good. It was nice. It was nice little FU. Okay, we're going to close up now. It says, crypto is a lot like riding a motorcycle. Safe and superior to the mainstream if you play it cautious, but deadly if you fuck it up. That's a good way of looking at it.
Very true.
Hayek says, I need to get with you about English. I need to get that high side hustle up and going. Yeah. And then Jack Albright says, always start now. Now is a good time, in my opinion. This is not financial advice.
No better time than the present.
Yeah. So don't follow us. Don't listen to what we say about cryptocurrency, but because we're not financial advisors. But I have some, and I think that the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to be huge. I think we're going to see some crazy shit, to be honest.
Yeah, well, if we get into an episode about predictions, I can throw a lot at you.
That's coming.
Good stuff.
That's coming. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. We're going to end the show now, but we'll catch you next week on the Tokyo Crypto Show, Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will be talking about wallets. And wallets are where you keep your digital currency, your cryptocurrency. So you're not going to want to miss this. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite wallets and
how to protect them.
And how to back them up and how to really safeguard your money, protect anything from happening to it.
That's the most important step.
Yeah, definitely. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will catch you next time. The Body Language program is coming out February 28th. You don't want to miss it. 8 days. I will see you guys next time. See you later, Charlie.
See ya.